Welcome to Be Ready with Safetyman podcast, video podcast. Be Ready with Safetyman on YouTube. Be Ready with Safetyman on RVN TV. Safetyman.co is where you can find answers to all your safety and tactical questions. Today we're going to talk about violence. Violence is ugly. Violence follows people. Sometimes we're in areas where we shouldn't be and violence happens. Sometimes we're in areas and it just shows up. But we need to be ready for violence. The first thing we have to be ready for is we have to have that awareness. We have to be aware that violence can happen. You have to be aware. I'm not asking you to walk around like the Secret Service or a deer, but I'm asking you to walk around with your head on a swivel a little bit and be prepared for violence. You know, the Terminator got drop kicked and knocked down just the other day because his security was not ready for the possibility that that could happen. You're not the Terminator, but you better be ready for violence and have that awareness. The other thing we want to make sure you have is that mindset. That mindset, if something happens, I'm not going to freeze, but I'm going to go into defense mode, or whatever my defense mode is, whether it's a mixed martial art, whether it's Krav Maga, or whether it's running the 4-9-40 to get off the X, whatever it is, your immediate reaction has to be your defense mode, which could be offensive strikes. So we have to have a skill set. It's great if you have a defense plan, but you don't have a skill set and how to put it in play, it's useless. So train with somebody, with a reputable instructor, whether it be Krav Maga, mixed martial arts, anything that's close to you, a boxing gym, train with your significant other, train some of the most common grabs, most common strikes, which is that big right hook is the most common strike on the feet, on a double leg takedown, a bear hug, or a tackle. Train how to defend against those things, and then a few follow-up moves, and then get off the X, and you should be good. But go to a reputable school, get trained, so you can have the mindset, so you can put your plan into action when you become aware of danger. The next is you have to have determination. You have to have determination that you're going to stay aware. Determination that if you get hit, if you get injured, if you feel pain, if you get tired during this attack, this assault against you that's trying to take your life or somebody that you care about, that you're going to be determined to say, not me, not to that. Hashtag not me, right? Violence is ugly. Violence can be fast. It can jump up on you when you least expect it. Most of the time it's a push, a shove, a little bit of jaw jacking, and all of a sudden, boom. Unless they're playing that knockout game. And they're doing other things now. They're shooting people with paintballs in the streets of Philadelphia. And they have welts, they can leave injuries, if they can take an eye out. What if somebody thinks it's a real gun and they shoot back? You're in the middle of a crossfire. You're in the middle of violence. So it can be unexpected. So the first thing we want to do is try to get away from violence. If we can get off the X, we definitely want to get off the X. The other thing, if it becomes a situation where we have to strike, we want to strike hard as we can, as fast as we can, and in a vital area, okay? This isn't TV where we're going to do one punch, step back, and let that person throw their punch, because you might get knocked out when they throw theirs. That's not how violence should work in your nature. You're trying to save your life and the lives of people that you're with. So if you're going to hit hard, you're going to hit hard and fast in a vital area, in the throat, in the groin, in the solar plex, in the eyes, someplace where it's going to create damage, pain, and hamper their ability to stand, breathe, or fight. You want to create noise. You want other people in the area to get involved in this violence. You don't want to be quiet. The more people involved, the more chances the iPhone comes out, the more chances it gets on video, and the more chance your attacker or attackers decide that this just is not worth it, right? So you want to yell, call help, call 911, fire, call the police. Let the person know that you're scared. Listen, you're scaring me. I don't want to hurt you. You're scaring me. Please stay back. You're scaring me. Okay? You want to sell those tickets that everybody around the area is like, Corey's scared. He's telling the guy to stay back. He's asking us to call 911. So then when Corey goes sideways and he punches this guy in the throat, you're going to know that Corey was scared and Corey was hoping somebody would help. You want to try to do a couple of these different D's to the person. You want to try to discourage them. All right? If you're up, aware, looking around, and look like you have your head on your shoulders, you're not going to be a soft target. So they'll pick somebody else. Just like in the wild, the lions look for the weak antelope, just like this. Okay? They're going to look for the weak link. Don't be the weak link. Don't walk around texting everybody on your phone and looking at how pretty your shoes are and all this other stuff. You could do that in certain areas, but when you're in the city, walk into your car. You're in a parking garage, walk into your car. You're someplace you're unfamiliar. It's dark, you're alone. It's night. Your spidey senses are telling you to be aware. That's not the time you have to send that text, that WhatsApp, or play that silly game, right? That's the time, if you want your phone out, be ready to call 911, but you better have your head on a swivel looking for that violence, because that's what they're looking for. Okay, there's videos of people dragging unsuspecting women down flights of steps while they're holding their 3-year-old daughter trying to get that Gucci or that Benetton purse. There may be better ones, I'm sorry. I don't know all of them. Okay, we want to discourage them by being aware. We want to dissuade them, so if they do approach us, tell them, I have a weapon, stay back. My husband, he's a cop, he's on his way, stay back. Don't approach me. And let them think, make them look around. Even if you have to make them think you're crazy and talk to nobody. Okay, you want to dissuade them from this attack. If you can't do that, distract them. If all they want is money, then you take a piece of paper that looks like it has $20 and a bunch of ones in it, they don't know how much it is, and throw it that way. And you run away that way yelling, help, fire, 911. What are they going to chase if they just want money? They're going to chase that quiet bundle of money and leave you alone. Small price to pay, $28 for your safety. If they don't chase the money, they chase you. Now we know what? It's not about the money, it's about hurting you. So you never let them take you to a second location. Finally, we want to disable that person. If we have to fight, then we want to disable that person. And like we said earlier, we want to strike in areas that are going to make a difference. Okay, the eyes, the nose, the throat, the ability to stand, the ability to breathe. Okay, the solar plexus, the groin. If we can take out a knee, Achilles tendon, if the person goes down, we don't want that person to be a continuing threat. But Corey, isn't that violence? Couldn't I get locked up? If you started this confrontation and you didn't do any of the other things we said, and you just went right to smashing people in the throat, maybe. But if you were yelling 911 and you were genuinely scared, this person was genuinely up to no good, I'm expecting you, and the law's expecting you, to defend yourself within, here's the big word, reason. Within reason. You got to create a situation where you and your family can get to safety without this person causing you any more harm. We can't do that. If that's not enough, you might have to destroy this person. That means you may have to employ deadly force. If this person brought a weapon to a game and you have a weapon, or you took their weapon, and anything you do or say is not keeping them away from you on the ground, and they're continuing their assault that is likely going to end in your great bodily harm or death, then you might have to destroy them. And you need to get mentally prepared for that now. You can't make that decision on the street. You need to make that decision now. Would I let somebody kidnap me? Would I let somebody rape me? Would I let somebody take my 3-year-old daughter, granddaughter, niece? The answer is probably no to all those. So I think you've already just made the decision. So I'm just giving you some steps to train to how to do it. Okay? Next thing you know, we want to talk about weapons. What weapons are legal for you to carry in your state, in your jurisdiction, based on who you are as a person. Okay, so check any weapon system that you intend to employ or carry and make sure it is legal. Tactical pens are legal just about everywhere. It looks just like a regular pen, all right? It's got a steel shaft, and it's very, very hard. It's rigid, and it's great for stabbing somebody in the eye, in the throat, the ability to see, the ability to breathe really quickly. Hit them in the groin, hit them in the solar plexus, hit them in the ribs, change their thought process, and you can attack in a different direction, get off the X, and make a lot of noise. Okay? It's legal to carry even on the TSA. I've carried it on the airplane. All right? Pepper spray. Pepper spray is a half-decent weapon, but just remember, pepper spray is an aerosol. It's kind of like Axe body spray. You spray it, 5 minutes later, your friends are complaining that you stink. So just remember, pepper spray is noxious. It can go all over. Pepper gels are a little bit better. They contaminate one person and stay on that one person. So if you're going to carry a sort of mace, pepper spray, OC type of a product for self-defense, look at the pepper gel. It's very, very specific. You spray it right across the eyebrows. It gets with the body temperature, and then it runs down into the person's eyes and mouth, but it does much less contamination of the area that you may still have to be in fighting this person. Pepper spray works in about 85% of the population, not everybody. Now, Corey's excited. Safetyman's going to talk about stun guns. Yes, stun guns and tasers, more importantly, are legal in New Jersey, Philadelphia, and Pennsylvania. Get trained by Safetyman, and you can have something that'll give you 15 feet standoff distance, which means you can shoot your attacker with a stun gun or with a taser from 15 feet away, and the likelihood of you gaining control of that person is pretty likely, as long as you have proper training. Okay, then it gives you a 30-second cycle where it controls that person's muscles for 30 seconds. They can be on the ground for 30 seconds. You can drop your weapon, leave, go get help, and then, Corey, I'm going to leave my $400 taser on the ground. We'll get you another one, as long as you give me a police report. So that's the good thing about tasers. Knife, you really got to train a lot with an edged weapon or a knife. Where are you going to put it? Do you know how to open it? Do you know how to not get it taken from you and stuck in your forehead? If you don't know how to train on a knife, there's a lot of people who do. Knives create permanent injury, possibly death. They're ugly and they don't work fast. Knife works slow. Death of 1,000 cuts takes about 1,000 days. So if you want to create great bodily injury to stop this threat now, you're probably gonna have to wind up killing somebody by using a knife, because slashing a few times is just gonna make them upset. Okay, finally, a gun. We all know what a gun can do. It creates death or great bodily harm. You need to train with it. You need to make sure it's legal. You need to make sure it's accessible. Okay, you can't have it in the bottom of your purse upside down, and don't have this super speedy upside down ankle holster that you're fumbling around getting kicked in the face while you're kneeling down trying to take your gun out and get it ready and bring it to the fight. You know, unless you're Chris Rock, Kevin Hart, and you go back and you're making your joke, you go, gun show, then it'll work. Otherwise, practice, have a plan, have the mindset, be ready. Contact safetyman.co if you have any questions on anything we talked about. Mindset, awareness, and a plan are the three things that we talk about. I'm going to create a culture of readiness for you wherever you are.